Yo, welcome, and I'm excited to have you join the Rework Training's Get This Work info session. My name is Shelton Banks, and I'm the CEO of Rework Training. I know that you're excited. Pretty sure you heard a lot of things about us, but I'm sure you have questions on who we are, what we do, why we even exist, and so hopefully this video will explain some of those things. So let's first talk about why Rework exists. Rework's mission is to create workplaces that reflect the diversity of our neighborhood. Now, being from the south side of Chicago, as a high school dropout with no college degree, opportunity wasn't readily made available to me. It wasn't like people was knocking down my door to hire me. But one day, somebody gave me the opportunity to join the business development side of the tech industry. And they didn't treat me like an underprivileged black kid that needed a dollar. They took the time and energy to invest in me. They taught me the things that I needed to know to succeed in the industry. In my first year in the tech industry, I had a six-figure salary, all in tech sales. One opportunity changed my life, but unfortunately, people like me don't get that same opportunity on a regular basis. They don't get the opportunity to be more than their circumstances. And often, the outlook on communities like the one I come from is that we're either behind the curve or that we lack talent. So we've created that community to change all that. In fact, this community is made up of people that are looking either to prove a point to themselves or prove the them and the days wrong.
Let's take a second to talk about who Rework Training actually helps. About 98% of our candidates are from communities similar to the South Side and West Side of Chicago, with an annual income salary of about $8,000 a year. That includes some who have university coursework, some with community college coursework, bachelor degrees, and even those who only have high school diplomas or GEDs. Example, I'll share a little bit of my personal story with you now. My name is Glenn Kimball, and I'm the Community Engagement Senior Coordinator here at Rework. But it wasn't always that way. I was born and raised in Gary, Indiana, which is a small, underdeveloped city right outside of Chicago. Schools were underfunded, and the neighborhoods weren't very nice. My level of education stops at some community college coursework, which included trades such as being an electrician and HVAC. However, my story changed just when I went to go play a simple game of basketball with some friends.
First time hooping in 5 years.
Out of nowhere, I suffered a basketball injury that kept me from getting outside to go to work. That's when I was contacted by a personal friend of mine, Shelton Banks, who told me about the Rework Training program. Up until then, I thought it was impossible for me to break out of my trades and to go into a tech sales job. Before I knew it, I had completed my training and I was being offered jobs in the tech sales world. Now here I am, the Community Engagement Coordinator for Rework Training, helping this community get this work. But why do we call ourselves a community? Can we help you with your interview skills? Sure. Can we help you land your first tech sales job? Absolutely. But we call ourselves a community because we don't just stop at your learning. We help you with personal branding, networking. We have alumni support and even peer advisors from a community that looks just like you. So let's take a look at how our program actually works.
My name is Ashley Jordan, and I am Rework Training's Vice President of Operations and Strategy, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how Rework is different from other organizations, give you a high-level overview of the program, and tell you what it's going to take to succeed within our program. Rework is different from other boot camps because we are led by people of color, folks who came from the communities we serve, and our program is designed to address the non-skilled barriers that overlooked individuals face. Yes, learning how to cold call is important, but who do you turn to for career advice and connections when no one in your circle has ever worked an office job? You might know how to use a CRM, but how do you overcome that nagging imposter syndrome in an industry where no one looks like you? Our team knows that the barrier to tech is more than just a skills gap, and we've helped over 200 formerly overlooked people like you overcome all the obstacles and get good jobs. Depending on where you are in your career journey and the amount of support you need, our program has two distinct paths. For individuals who already have some experience and just need a little push and polish, we have our Get This Work On Demand track. Our on-demand track includes online, self-paced learning and live virtual training sessions. If you aren't quite ready to take a job and want to ease into tech sales, this is also the track for you. For individuals who have no experience but are ready to get this work right now, we also have a cohort track. This is an 8-week boot camp that includes online learning, live training sessions on the weekends, and one-on-one mentorship. When you're in a cohort, your job is to get a job, and you learn the skills it takes to be a BDR by being a BDR for yourself first. If it isn't obvious by now, rework requires work on your part. We are not in the business of just handing out jobs and are here to empower you to break into the tech sales industry yourself. Because of that, success in our program requires more than just showing up and participating. A lot of the stuff we'll ask you to do will make you uncomfortable and will be really hard at first. But adopting a growth mindset means being up for the challenge and treating failure as just another step on the road to a great career.
All right, so let's talk about getting this work. What types of jobs can Rework help me get? It can be pretty overwhelming to go on LinkedIn or go on Indeed and see all the different jobs that are out there and think to yourself, which of these should I actually apply for? What could I be good at? Well, we train here at Rework specifically for jobs in tech sales. And generally what I mean when I talk about tech is the realm of SaaS, S-A-A-S, software as a service. And tech companies are often hiring for entry-level salespeople, what we would call SDRs or BDRs, which stand for Sales Development Representatives or Business Development Representatives. The good news about getting a job in tech sales is it doesn't require a college degree. It doesn't require 8 years of experience. All it requires is a little bit of training and a willingness to work hard and communicate well. People who do those things can really thrive in tech sales. So here at Rework, we focus specifically on helping you get a job as an SDR or BDR at a tech company. Through our community, that's another way that we help people get jobs. And actually, this is the thing I love to talk about. Our community is our calling card here at Rework. We want to make sure that we're creating as many bridges as we can for you all to have relationships with companies that are hiring and looking for people like you. And so there's a lot of boot camps out there that make it really hard for you to connect with corporate partners or companies that want to hire. We actually want to make that process super easy for you. So we'll get you connected when you join our program with peer advisors, with coaches, with community partners, with trainers that can all help you get connected to great organizations that they work at or know people who work at those organizations so that you can be putting your best foot forward. How long does it take to get a job in tech sales? Well, really, that's actually something that's on you. It can take as long as you want. It could also take as short as you want. So my experience here at Rework, we've seen candidates get jobs in less than 3 weeks, right? Some candidates, we've seen it take them a bit longer, maybe past the 8 weeks of the cohort to get a job in tech sales. It's all about how hungry you are and how much work you're willing to put in, right? But on average, I would say what we typically see is about 5 to 6 weeks of training is more than enough for you to start interviewing and feel confident going into those interviews so that you can secure that full-time role in tech sales.
So if all that made sense to you and you liked everything you heard, or if you have a few more questions, or just want to know what next steps are, we're excited to have you join the part 2 version of the info session where we all join on the Zoom call and you get to ask questions and find out what next steps are. Either way, wishing you much success and excited to help you get this work.